Welcome back to another episode of Bam-Boozled, everybody. This week we're making a White Russian suggested by me, because I want to talk about the dude.
I'm the dude, man.
Shut the fuck up, Donnie.
I love this movie. It's one of my comfort films, and I've wanted to try a White Russian ever since I saw it back in high school. I don't know what's taken me so long, but now it gets to be content. Gustav Tops, a Belgian barman, created not the White Russian, but the Black Russian in 1949 at the Hotel Metropole in Brussels. It was inspired by Pearl Mesta, the U.S. ambassador to Luxembourg at the time, and seems to be a very interesting lady.
You are the world's most famous hostess.
What sort of parties have you been giving in Luxembourg?
Well, of course, I entertain the government a great deal. I entertain our diplomats, the diplomats that go through there. But the parties that I give, that I like the best of all, are the parties that I give for the soldiers.
So basically, a Black Russian is just a White Russian without the cream. It isn't clear when White Russians became a thing, but they became popular in the 60s. So why is it called a White Russian if no Russians were involved in making it and it wasn't made in Russia? Vodka. That's it. I doubt it's a surprise that the Big Lebowski is a big reason for the drink's popularity. However, prior to its release, they were kind of falling out of favor. Lebowski, and I'm talking about the dude here, drinks 9 White Russians throughout the film, and occasionally refers to them as Caucasians.
Another Caucasian, Gary.
Why don't we make one of these Caucasians? I think we should. I'm gonna get some ice. I'll be right back. Oh, jeepers. All right, so this is a very simple drink. Literally requires like nothing. So we got vodka. So this is actually the first free bit of alcohol I've gotten. It's from friend of the show, Noah Tangway. We're gonna use 2 ounces first of this. Oh, we got a nice pop. Always love a good pop on this show. Here we go. Alrighty, 2 ounces. I should mention, vodka kind of makes me a crazy person, so, I mean, this amount won't, but if you ever meet any of my friends, they'll know what I mean when I say that. Okay, so let's get this out of the way, and then we got the Kahlua. This is the fun stuff, at least to me it's fun, because I must have had this in something. I always have like the mudslide kind of things, and I'm pretty sure this is what that is, right? We'll probably make a mudslide on here sometime. So this was 1 ounce, right? Yes, 1 ounce. Ooh. Oh. Guess we're getting a little more than an ounce. Ooh, very coffee-y. 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 That's the quality content you guys come for. All right. Get that out of the way. All right, let's get this out of the way. Now we just gotta do a splash of heavy cream. I'm a little frustrated at myself. Not really at the recipe itself, because I'm sure this is a fine recipe, and you can use pretty much any cream you want, but the dude uses half and half. I wanna use what the dude uses. But it's okay, we're gonna be like Marty McFly. We're gonna be heavy.
Whoa, this is heavy.
All right, so this is just a splash, it said. Is that a splash? That looks like a splash to me. All right, look at that. This is like the tequila sunrise. It's doing some cool stuff. Cool visuals and whatnot. All right, so let's give it a taste. That is almost exactly what I expected it to taste like. Yeah, I mean, I love this kind of stuff. Maybe it's stronger, though. I don't know. It could be the vodka. I told you, it kind of makes me a crazy person. I also didn't have lunch. That could be part of it, too. But I can, like, taste it. When I say taste it, I mean, like, I can taste it in the back of my throat. So, I don't know. So it looks like I forgot to add the Mocktail Recipe this week. All you gotta do is switch out the Kahlua for coffee syrup. And if you want to do it vegan, use oat milk. I'd recommend that because I think that's a bit creamier than the other alternatives to cow milk. So that's all you gotta do. Also, since this was kind of a shorter episode, or a shorter demonstration, I want to talk about the film a little more. I didn't really touch on that yet, and I want to talk about at least one interesting thing I thought of when I was watching it. What really struck me this time was the setting and the characters and how they work together to say something about the time period that it takes place in. That time being the early 90s in LA. So there's like the obvious stuff with the setting, so like the imagery, the places, like flying over LA, Jackie Treehorn's Malibu mansion, even just going to In-N-Out. Or like just the houses, like the way the houses are lined up. It's all very LA. But what I'm interested in is how these characters bring out the LA vibe. And not just like the surfer vibe you get in a lot of these sort of films, or whatever kind of Hollywood vibe you get. I mean, you do sort of get that with Jackie Treehorn, but the way that these people interact in this time period that elevate its description of place. So each character tends to follow like an archetype or a stereotype of someone of that time and place. So the dude, he's like this left-wing hippie.
I was one of the authors of the Port Huron Statement, the original Port Huron Statement.
Just rolling through life, basically just only doing things if they immediately affect him.
Not on the rug.
Then you got Walter, who's most likely right-wing, most likely believes in some kind of conspiracy theory, is obsessed with the past. He will not stop talking about his ex-wife.
If my fucking ex-wife asked me to take care of her fucking dog while she and her boyfriend went to Honolulu, I'd tell her to go fuck herself.
About Vietnam.
Look, Larry, have you ever heard of Vietnam?
And he's a very emotional, reactive person.
Do you see what happens, Larry, when you fuck a stranger in the ass?
Almost the opposite of the dude, who is lazy as fuck.
You know, that's just like, your opinion, man.
But we love him for that. That's the whole thing of it. And then you get the Big Lebowski, the quote-unquote businessman that preaches hard work and bootstrap pulling.
You're just looking for a handout. I didn't blame anyone for the loss of my legs. Some Chinaman took them from me in Korea, but I went out and achieved anyway.
But he's kind of full of shit.
What are you talking about? He's fucking loaded.
No, the wealth was all mother's.
Oh, he runs stuff.
But we did let him run one of the companies briefly, but he didn't do very well at it. I give him a reasonable allowance. He has no money of his own.
And then you got his daughter, Maud, who is the rich, pretentious, out-of-touch liberal. Donnie, the innocent bystander who isn't really paying attention to the news.
Pete on the dude's rug.
Donnie, you're out of your element.
But inadvertently gets wrapped up in it and suffers the most because of it. Then there's Bunny, who's the actual mooch that the Big Lebowski preaches against, despite being married to her. Jackie Treehorn, the slick businessman that understands the system and abuses it for profit. He's kind of the character that sets everything in motion, because Bunny technically starts it by running away, but he is the reason she is running away. And his guys pee on the dude's rug.
Yeah, man, it really tied the room together.
And then we got the nihilists, who are the outsiders. They're the wild cards that look to take advantage of the situation, despite not fully understanding what they're getting themselves into. A lot has been said about the film being an allegory for the Gulf War, and they're right. The dude literally copies George W. Bush.
This will not stand. This will not stand, this aggression against Kuwait.
The dude minds. This will not stand, you know? This aggression will not stand, man.
Even Saddam was there. I mean, in a drug trip, but he's there. What's interesting is that these stereotypes, these archetypes, they still seem relevant to right now. Maybe even more relevant, despite them being 20, 30 years old, depending on if you're going by when the film came out or when the film takes place. Maybe that's part of what makes the film timeless, or maybe things just don't change as much as we think they do. We feel like we're in unique times at all times, but maybe we're just louder, more exaggerated, even more than the characters. Let me know what you guys think of the movie, though. Do you love it? Do you hate it? Do you think it's overrated? Do you think it's just okay? Let me know. I'm curious what you guys think of it. So this week we have a returning special guest taster because it's COVID and I can't have that many people at my place. So, Steph, take it away.
What is this one?
This is a White Russian.
Okay.
It's much better than the last one I had.
I'm not surprised by that.
It's still very strong. I think you just like making your drinks really strong.
No, this is just what I was told to do.
I was imagining like an espresso martini taste. It doesn't taste like that. I mean, it's good. It's really good. But yeah, I don't know.
Oh, well, glad you like it.
What do you think, bud? Want to try it?
And that'll do it for this week, guys. Next week, we're doing this on Wednesday because it's St. Patrick's Day. And if you can't tell by looking at me, I'm pretty Irish. So look out for that. Thanks for watching. I'm pretty sure the dude abides.
The dude abides.
So cheers.
The dude abides. I don't know about you, but I take comfort in that.